Hey there, Aries. Welcome to your reading for the week of November 7th. This week, definitely make sure to check out astrojar.com right here for more awesome readers. But let's see what's going on for you this week of the 7th. Definitely listen to the people around you this week. You could be getting a lot of messages from like coworkers or even like friends and people who are close to you. So pay attention to that. A lot of you could be starting new things this week as well. You start off with the Ace of Diamonds, very good card. You also have the Ace of Clubs coming up in here, so definitely a lot of new beginnings. Ace of Diamonds can even be a card of marriage, so a lot of you could be getting married. You would already know about that, though. It wouldn't be like a surprise or anything like that. But it is a card of stepping off on a new path. You can see there's like a new path behind here. And sometimes it's a very new path. This is a card of innovation. So sometimes you're doing something that nobody's ever done before, or you're doing something in a different way that nobody has ever done before or something. So there can be a little bit of fear to new beginnings with this card. There can be a little bit of fear about like starting new things under this card, but I'd say just go for it, because look at, it's a giant diamond that you're going to get for it. But other than that, it is a card of messages. Again, you have two aces. Both cards can represent messages. And you also have two queens coming up. You have the Queen of Spades. Could be somebody coming to you. This is mostly, you could be hearing about somebody who maybe said something behind your back, or, somebody who's jealous of you or something this week. I would just say ignore it. Queen of Spades can represent jealousy or gossip that you get involved in that kind of comes back to haunt you. So stay away from gossip, stay away from, talking behind people's backs this week, all of that stuff. Also, it can be a good card, though. Again, if you're somebody who's trying to start something new, if you're trying to start a business or trying to get a new job or trying to start a relationship, the Queen of Spades is all about just going, just doing it, not thinking about it. As I say with the Queen of Spades, it's about like jumping into the darkness, jumping into the unknown. So, the trick with the Queen of Spades is sometimes, when she comes up in a reading, she can make excuses for us where, we say, oh, well, I've never done this before, so I can't, or I don't have the training, or I don't know how to do that, or whatever. And the trick with the Queen of Spades is to just learn as you go. I always say that this card really should be called Learn As You Go, because it's about needing to do something where you don't know all the details, but it's like you can figure it out later. Just do it. Like maybe you get a job offer, but you really don't know about the job or something, and you're like, oh, I don't really know how to do that. It's like, figure it out later. Just accept the job and figure those details out, because that's what the Queen of Spades would do. She would figure it out as she goes along. Next, you have the Queen of Diamonds. So again, mostly a card of messages. Great card for finances as well, actually. Great card for planning finances, for looking at your finances, for looking at investments and things like that. It's funny, a lot of people, are realizing like banks are basically useless. Putting your money in a bank is useless and things like that nowadays. So, this is a card where, people make those decisions. Realize that they want to put their money in like better investments, or want to put their money to work for them or whatever. So a lot of you could be making those very important decisions at this time, and could be thinking about like how to secure your future and things like that. Queen of Diamonds can be very future oriented. I would say also with that Queen of Spades together, the two queens coming up together, a lot of you could be thinking very much about the future and future stability and things like that. Next, you have the Ten of Hearts. Very good card. Fortune after difficulty. So good things happening to you after a difficult period of time. Also represents socializing, wanting to socialize more, and going to social events like weddings and things like that, large gatherings. It's an amazing card for networking and things like that. So if you're like, wanting to build your network or wanting to get more sales for your company or whatever, it's a card of getting out there and meeting people. Also a great card for love. And it's simply like the same thing with love with this card. It's about getting out there and meeting a bunch of people. Whenever this card comes up, I always say like things like speed dating are great under this card, because there's a bunch of hearts on this card. It's about meeting a bunch of people. So a great way to do that is like speed dating. If you are not comfortable going up to people and talking to them, or doing something like that, where you can meet as many people as possible. That's kind of like the energy of this card. Is like to try to meet and reach as many people as possible. to find like one sometimes. So very good card there. Next you have the Ace of Clubs. Great card of learning new skills and needing to learn new skills as well. Also a card of abundance. It's my favorite card in the deck. It represents abundance coming to you in kind of like all ways, shapes, and forms. And it is also, like I said, a card of learning new things. If you are feeling stuck anywhere or you can't move forward anywhere, this is a card of learning how to overcome that obstacle and then doing it. And then finally, you have the Two of Spades. A lot of people have been getting this card recently. I think it's just us separating away from like old beliefs and things like that. So I think a lot of people are just shedding things in general, and you could literally be getting rid of stuff too. You could literally be getting rid of like stuff in your house and all this other stuff, or you could just be getting rid of like layers of you as well, and transforming in a lot of ways. Two Aces, big transformation week for you, so definitely makes sense to have this card coming up. But looks like a great week, so thank you for watching and enjoy your week.